So I want to go over a few power moves that you may be lacking or that adding to your golf swing will help you to hit bombs. Hey everyone, in this video we're going to talk about how to hit bombs in golf. When we talk about hitting bombs in golf, we're talking specifically about the driver, and I'm going to show you a way to increase your distance with the driver as well as give you a practice regimen that'll help you do it each and every time. But before we get to that, I've really enjoyed bringing this free content to you. In our YouTube community, it's growing, and I want it to continue to grow, and you can help me with that by liking this video when it's over, subscribing to my YouTube channel, which just alerts you when I have videos available for you to watch, thanking me, which is a new feature on YouTube, which allows you to contribute to the ongoing success of my YouTube channel, and remember, please comment. Okay, so a real catchphrase in golf as of late, the last few years, is hitting bombs. And I think Phil Mickelson kind of brought this to the forefront with some comments that he made of bombing the ball down the fairway. And he was speaking specifically with the driver. So I want to go over a few power moves that you may be lacking or that adding to your golf swing will help you to hit bombs. So I do have my TrackMan set up here, and I'm going to put some information, or I'm going to put some data up on the screen as I hit shots throughout this video to see just what we can get my speed up to. Now, I haven't played a whole lot of golf, certainly not much competitive golf in the last few years, so it'll be interesting to see, for me to see kind of where my speed is at and certainly what we can get it to. So when I was playing regularly, my top speed was probably around 108. My playing speed hole to hole is going to be 104, 105. So again, it'll be interesting to see where we start and what we can elevate it to, given it's been a few years since I've been able to play golf with any sort of intention or any sort of regularity. All right, so let's do this first. Let me just get a stock swing on here, just kind of see where my speed is at. That'll give us a baseline, and then I'll give you those power things we can do to help you hit bombs. All righty. Get these old bones going here. Good, didn't feel like my best speed, felt a little sluggish there, but hopefully it'll get going as I warm up through this video. So let's dive into what are some power moves that are really important for you to optimize your distance and to hit bombs down the middle of the fairway. So one thing that is really important that we see with players who hit it far, we could talk about Bryson DeChambeau, Dustin Johnson. I mean, there's plenty of people on the tour that hit it a mile these days. Notably, just last week was the U.S. Open, so Matt Fitzpatrick, he's added a lot of distance to his game and made him a U.S. Open champion. So one thing that's really important is when I get to the top of my backswing, I want my back to be in a straight line, almost like I'm arching my back to the target. So that extension of the spine helps me to create power. And what I see, remember I teach in Naples, Florida, which is a retired demographic, but what I tend to see on my lesson tee is I see a lot of people, they take the club away and they're kind of at that slanted angle, and they're not really optimizing what they could do as far as stretching that spine and also creating a full coil. And what I mean by that is you can see my back and my hind end are pointing to the camera right now. So if we can combine some stretching of that spine with a full turn, those are power things, and that could yield us some more distance. Now, one thing that goes along with this, so I'm creating this nice turn, and the further I can get my hands away from the golf ball, the more potential energy I can create. So those are the things that I'm going to try and wrap together here, and two of them go together, right? If I can get my hind end and my back to the target with a nice long spine, so that's one thing. And then as I do that, I'm going to make sure that I feel my hands and the grip are as far away from that golf ball as I can possibly create. And so when you go to the driving range, a good thing to do is just make some rehearsal swings, right? All right, full coil. I've got that back, almost feel like I'm arching to the target, and my hands are physically as far and as possible away from the golf ball. Now, everybody's flexibility is going to lead into this a little bit. I don't have tremendous flexibility. I have some, but that's going to really dictate how much you can do. So I'm feeling pretty good with this. I'm feeling stretched out. I'm getting a nice full turn. I'm getting my hands as far away from the golf ball as I can. So let's go through, let's hit another one, see if it jumps my speed up just a little bit. Great, now I'm not going to run back and look at that TrackMan data, but when I edit this video, I'm going to throw it in there. But it did feel a lot faster. I did feel like my hands and the grip were much further away from the golf ball. I had that nice full turn, that back arching to the target, and it helped me to feel a little bit more speed coming through. So let's just do it one more time. Get myself nice and stretched out here. I'm getting warm. 2 golf shots. The third one is a charm. All right, so I'm just creating that nice turn. My back is flat. Just something that we see with the power players on tour, allows them to hit bombs. And I'm getting those hands as far away from the golf ball as I possibly can. Let's put one more together here. Yeah, and that felt great and felt even faster than the previous one. And so I'll throw that data up there too, and we'll see. All right, so that's great. So we talked about a few power things, getting that back and the hind end completely to the target, getting your hands as far away from the golf ball as you can, maybe arching that back, stretching that spine at the top of the backswing. All great power stuff. Now, what do I do when I go to the golf course to practice this, or to the driving range, I should say? And what we're going to talk about here, and what I teach my students to do, is I call it overspeed training. So right now when you swing a driver, it's at this speed. We're going to practice at this speed, and we're just going to keep trying to leapfrog ourselves and get faster and faster and faster. And the way you're going to do this is you're going to take any number of golf balls. I would suggest starting with 5, just because it's going to be a little taxing at first. And then as you get better at it, maybe add 10, 12 balls, 15 balls, 20 balls, whatever number. But just set them aside. And for those 5 balls, I want you stretching out as much as you can, getting that spine extended, getting your hands as far away from the golf ball as you can, and then going as fast as you can with no regard for where it goes. I don't care if, I tell my students all the time during a lesson, I don't care if it goes a foot, I don't care if it goes 400 yards. I just want you going as fast as you possibly can. I don't care if it's a mile left, dead straight down the middle, doesn't matter. It's just about learning to be faster. And we see this with Olympic sprinters. And what they do is they sprint downhill because they want to know what it feels like to be faster. And that's exactly what we're doing with this drill. We're taking 5 balls, 10 balls, 12, 20, whatever the number is, without any regard for where it goes, and we're trying to be as fast as we can. Now, if you look at Bryson DeChambeau when he's getting ready for majors, is you'll see him on the range and he'll be doing this. First of all, he does it right-handed, and he's got his little quad, foresight quad sitting next to him, and he makes this big gigantic swing as fast as he can. He doesn't even watch where the ball goes. He just looks down at the quad to see the numbers. What was the ball speed? What was the club head speed? And that's what he's trying to optimize. So let's do this next. Let's hit 5 shots as rapidly as we can in succession of each other with no regard for where they go. Okay, so I just got done with my 5 shots as fast as I could go, getting as much extension as I could of my spine, getting those hands as far away from the golf ball as I can, and a little winded, but feel good. So I'm going to hit one more, and we'll see if this didn't just amp up our speed just a tiny bit more. So again, felt like great speed. I don't have the data right in front of me, but I'll throw it up on the screen. Definitely was probably a little faster, so it just gives you a couple things when you go to the driving range. If you want to learn to hit bombs, just like we see on tour, extend that spine, get a full turn, get your hands as far away from the golf ball, or the grip of the club as far away from the golf ball as you can. Work on that overspeed training. You'll see better results. So now you know what it means to hit bombs in golf, and when we talk about that, we're specifically talking the driver. I gave you 3 power moves that are going to help you to hit bombs down the middle of the fairway, as well as a practice regimen of overspeed training. So remember, please like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, use that new feature and thank me if this video was helpful for you, and comment.